Hello everyone. This is the third part of the chapter on remainder and factor theorem. We will start off with the question straight away. This is from exercise 9b, question number 23. Question is, show that x minus 1 is a factor of the polynomial which is given here, that's x cubed minus 7x squared plus 14x minus 8. First part is show that this one is a factor, and the second part is hence completely factorize the above expression. If you look at this, the polynomial has highest power 3, which means there are 3 factors that are present. The first part is you have to prove that x minus 1 is a factor. Okay. So if this is a factor, you get one of those factors, that is x minus 1. And as I said, the highest power of x is 3, therefore there should be 3 factors. So you need to find 2 more factors. Okay. So let's do the first part, that is show that x minus 1 is a factor of this expression. Okay. So the method is the same, whatever we did previously. You start off with this, that is x minus 1 to be equal to 0. The 1 goes that side, x becomes plus 1. And the polynomial p of x is x cubed minus 7x squared plus 14x minus 8. Now substitute the value of x. Okay. X is 1. In this case, x is 1. So that's your x value. So substitute x value here. You get p of 1 is equal to 1 cubed minus 7 multiplied with 1 squared plus 14 with 1 minus 8. This should give you the remainder. R is the remainder, which is equal to 1 cubed, which is 1, 1 squared is 1, into minus 7 is minus 7, plus 14 into 1 is plus 14, minus 8. If you see this, there are 2 negative values, minus 7, minus 8 will give you minus 15, and 1 plus 14 gives you plus 15. Okay. So minus 15 plus 15 gives you a remainder which is 0. Since the remainder equals 0, x minus 1 becomes a factor. Okay. That's the first part. Show that x minus 1 is a factor. So the remainder was 0, therefore x minus 1 is a factor of this expression that is given. So one of the factors you know. One factor is x minus 1. Now, as I told you, there are 2 other factors because the highest power of x is 3. Okay. So we are going to find 2 other factors. Now to find these 2 factors, okay, I'll show you 2 methods of division. Okay. The first method is the normal division method. This was the expression that was given, x cubed minus 7x squared plus 14x minus 8. I'm going to divide this by the known factor. The factor that we found was x minus 1. So I'm going to divide this expression by x minus 1. Okay. Now to do the division, if you look at the first term here, you have an x cubed. Here the first term is x. So x has to be multiplied with something to give you x cubed. Okay. So x into x squared. Multiply x squared with x, you will get x cubed. Then x squared with minus 1 is minus x squared. Okay. And then subtract both these. The signs will change of the second one. So this becomes minus and this becomes plus. And to add, x cubed minus x cubed gets cancelled. Minus 7x squared plus 1x squared is minus 6x squared, and bring the other 2 terms down, plus 14x minus 8. So first part of the division is over. Now to do the second part. Again, if you look at the first term here, you have a minus 6x squared, and here it is x. So this x has to be multiplied with something to give you minus 6x squared. So x into minus 6x gives you minus 6x squared. So that's the second term that we got in the quotient. Multiply this with both the terms and write the result here. So that will give you minus 6x into x will give you minus 6x squared. Minus 6x with minus 1 is plus 6x. Now to change the signs of the second one, this becomes plus and this becomes minus. And you add minus 6x squared plus 6x squared gets cancelled. 14x minus 6x is 8x. And bring the last term down, minus 8. The third step is, again, the first term here is 8x and here it is x. So x has to be multiplied with something to give you 8x, that is plus 8. So multiply this plus 8 with both the terms here. So that's plus 8 into x is 8x and plus 8 with minus 1 is minus 8. Now to change the signs, this becomes minus and this becomes plus. And then you add 8x minus 8x gives you 0, that will get cancelled. Minus 8 plus 8 also gets cancelled, the remainder is 0. Now, you got a quotient here, okay, with 3 terms, x squared minus 6x plus 8. This needs to be factorized to get the other two factors. One factor which you know was x minus 1. We used this x minus 1 and we divided this expression by that known factor. So you got this as the quotient. Now to find the other two factors, factorize this, that is x squared minus 6x plus 8 has to be factorized. Let's split the middle term. So this becomes x squared, I'm going to split the middle term, minus 4x minus 2x plus 8. Out of these two terms, x is common, x minus 4 is left. Out of these two terms, minus 2 is common, x minus 4 is left. Out of these two terms, you have x minus 4 which is common and the other factor is x minus 2. The actual question was, if you look at this, first part was you have to show that x minus 1 is a factor, that we have done till here. Then the second part was hence completely factorize the above expression, which means you're going to find all the factors of this expression. First factor is here and the second factor is what we got just now. Second and the third factors are here. That is x minus 4 is the second factor and x minus 2 is the third factor. Therefore, the three factors are first one was x minus 1, second one is x minus 4 and the third one is x minus, these are the three factors.